Good evening for a second time to the Four Horsemen of Toon with me, PD Proudlock, John Sinclair, and the twat known as Daz in the bottom corner there. Like I said on the first show, that we just had to cut off and end for bizarre broadband reasons. Give Daz hammer tonight, please, people. Put the lights, everything. Make him regret coming on this show. Because, like I said earlier on, he did put the Love Island stuff out about me, so I want to get some swift revenge. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about the Doncaster game before I was rudely cut off by my broadband failing on me. So, you guys did have a chat about it. But for me, it was great to see fans back, Peter.
Certainly was, and that's what's been missed. You could tell the fans that went down were dying to get down there, cheer on the side, 100%, because that's what football is on a match day, and that is what an atmosphere is also like as well. And credit to the fans, 3,500 down there.
Yeah,
for a friendly game as well. It's
mental. I mean, I'm going down to Burton on Friday. Really looking forward to it. I don't know how many are going to Rotherham tomorrow, but obviously a Tuesday night's a bit different to a Friday night. So I'm heading down there with Stephen. So looking forward to that. He's never been to an away game friendly before, so it's voices will be heard again, no doubt, at Burton. But I think there's only about 1,600 this time away fans, but still should be interesting. Just run through a few comments. I'm very, very sorry, everybody. All your comments from the previous show that had to got scrapped. I do apologise. I couldn't keep the comments, so do fire them in again, especially it does. Thomas says hello again. Geordie says, evening everyone, please, I didn't miss much on the last one, and also a thunderstorm was predicted to happen anytime now until tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's from about 9 p.m. tonight, so it may well have come a bit earlier. But we are going to get some horrendous rain and hailstone apparently as well, so it should be nice. Chippers, good evening. Apparently the Met Office issued a warrant of a tornado in the Bristol area as a man was caught giving one to another NUFC footballer. Oh. Tom says, John, heard you had a nice romantic date at the weekend until Joe Linton turned up at the venue. Yes, John, that's what we were looking forward to tonight's show. How did the date go on Saturday?
She had a COVID test on Friday, and although she passed, she felt quite shitty and she couldn't make it, unfortunately. But
that old chestnut
on Saturday, and she's getting better. She didn't work today, so
she didn't have a headache, did she, John?
Well, listen, end of the day, she's genuine, you won't miss us about, and early days, see what happens.
It is early days, but it's the longest 3 dates I've ever known in the history of dating, to be fair. I mean, this third date is what, 6-7 weeks down the line?
About a month.
Fucking hell, John, how are you? You need to pull your finger out, man.
At the end of the day, she's got to work during difficult days, and also it's just getting the time to meet up together, do you know what I mean? But
yeah, John, just listen, it's about time you got her in that dungeon, mate. You know, I mean, you must have. She needs to see this. She needs to see the dungeon.
Oh yes, dude.
Yeah, I mean the racks in that corner. You're just itching to get her on there, John. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Jason says, sending you a DM of what I had to say, Paul, was quite a lot, so I took some screenshots, mate. Right, I'll have a look at them later, but I don't tend to touch my phone during the show, Jason. I do apologise. Paul, since this was delayed, can the stream go on till 10:30? We'll see. John's got to be up early for work. I mean, it's 30 minutes difference, but to John, that means the world. He's got to get his beauty sleep. He's got to get up early in the morning, polish the head, get the Colgate out, give Joe Linton one before he leaves. He's a busy man on the morning, you know what I mean? Very busy man. Jordy says, do we get less time tonight, or is it 2 hours start now? Jesus, people demand the 2 hours here. Chipper says, Paul, was Joe Linton knocking on your door? No, he's in John's cellar as usual. Got more chance of Joe Linton banging on John's back door. Oh, God almighty. Warren says, evening, lads. Again, hope you're all well. I got my season ticket renewed the other week. I'll be in the Leazes stand as well, Paul. Looking forward to going back to St James's Park after a long 18 months. Yeah, I'm in the Leazes as well. I'm really looking forward to it, actually, because a lot of people have messaged today saying they're in the Leazes. Catch up with them all before the match, and hopefully get some interviews done after the game for me vlogs and stuff. I've never vlogged before. Peter, you're the man who vlogs. Is it easy?
Oh yes. Well, make sure you got to catch a good moment at the right time, whether it's goals. Interviewing fans when I was doing it, that wasn't a problem. At times I just ask people, do you want to do a quick interview? And I'm looking forward to getting back to doing that.
Good stuff. Daz, speaking of Love Island, I actually sit next to the Love Island winner's dad at the matches. I don't know if you can remember Amber, who won it in, I think it was 2019. Amber Gill. I sit next to her dad, Leon. So I do have a little link to Love Island there. So,
So I wasn't far off the mark. That joke only came on. I thought of it about 5 minutes before you arrived on our show that day. So it wasn't planned. But
don't dig yourself out of a hole, Daz.
It did kind of stick, all right, Paul. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't know who you're talking about. I think I watched part of one season of Love Island, to say the truth. So
you've watched more than me. So there you go. Andy's put a comment in saying, "Find Fat Face." Where's Fat Face gone? Who's Fat Face? I don't know. Happy Feet, if NUFC don't sign anyone, we'll end 19th in the table. I've got a little clip to play you guys from Steve Bruce, and he's talking about Joe Willock. I'll get your thoughts after this.
You're going to have to ask Arsenal. Yeah. It's their decision, of course, and Joe's decision. So, look, of course, we'd love to welcome him back. He did great for us. And gives us a dimension from midfield, which we haven't got. So we'll keep bashing away that.
So there you go. We'll keep bashing away. I don't know how good that came across because I basically had to record it on my iPhone and then transfer it back. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
John, I'll start with you.
Sure.
You didn't hear it?
I couldn't hear it. Sorry.
John, did you hear it?
Yes, barely.
Right, go on. What did you think?
Well, he's had a couple of months to get Joe Willock in anyway, sort of thing. I mean, do you really want that guy in to come to Newcastle? They should have done that months ago. And why is it taking now? Why are they still getting him? Why are they still after him after all that time? Do you know what I mean? And this is not the first time people come on and say that he's an Arsenal player, it's down to Arsenal sort of thing. If you want a player, and I said this before, if you want a player, it's simple. Go out and get the player. Talk to the club and get it done. Leicester City got someone in and it took them 2 years to get a player in, right? Why is it taking so flipping long for us to go, do you want him or not? Let's be real about it.
I'll jump in there, John. For me, the club is the exact same position as it was last season. We're in still total limbo. And I think all our eggs are in that Joe Willock basket. That's the signing we want, and that they don't want to do anything else until we have Joe Willock. And then let's say if it is a loan to buy later, then they'll know, okay, they have that maybe 10 million to play around with then, and how can they spread it out as much as they can. So, and I think he also said that they're waiting on the bigger clubs to do their business first.
I was going to come on to that. That comment really pissed me off when he said the bigger clubs, and again, completely disrespecting Newcastle United. And I genuinely don't think that this cabbage head knows what he's saying when he's actually opening his mouth. He's offending everybody straight away. Peter, I mean, bigger clubs, it's just disrespectful again to Newcastle United. He just doesn't seem to know what he's talking about.
Oh, exactly. And, well, what I will say to Steve Bruce, you better be prepared for it when season comes, and when it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yep. I mean, everybody's going to be gunning for him the first match. I believe there's a protest at lunchtime as well outside the ground before the kickoff as well. So it's all going to turn very toxic very quickly if we don't actually start well. And the way West Ham have started their pre-season, I think we could be in for a flaming hammering. They are looking on fire. Warren says, also, will any of you be going to the Norwich friendly a week before the season starts? I will be once tickets go on sale. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the kids to that one, or any of the kids that actually want to go to that one. So I think, although it's a friendly, I think there's going to be a lot of things made about that game because, when Norwich City, Premier League team, they've spent a bit of money. We know they have. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we perform, John.
Yeah. When we played against, when we had to play Norwich, I thought, wow, Premier League team before the new season. I mean, it can't be that bad, really. Got to find out what they're all about, sort of thing. I think should be a game, really. And I think Steve Bruce, I hope, plays different formations in that game. I don't think he will. He's just stick to 5 at the back all the time. But for me, I think it's going to be a test for us, and we see what Norwich is all about. And if you can get one over them, then who knows for the season.
Yeah. You guys were talking about in your show on Friday night about the formations, and I think Martin mentioned about. I think Peter's got internet problems now up in his campsite. You mentioned it on Friday night about the formations, and I'm sure Martin mentioned it as well about he needs to try some different formations, because at the minute he's trying the wing backs and he seems to be stuck with that and he's not changing it. I'd maybe like to see either at Rotherham tomorrow or Burton on Friday some different, maybe go to 4 at the back, play a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, just experiment in these friendlies before committing to playing this 5 at the back again.
Yeah, no, and that's the time to do it, as John has said earlier as well, that to use the friendlies to try new formations, try different players in those positions as well, give them a chance in a run out. But for me, it's going to be 5 at the back, especially those first couple of games, because they're not easy games, and it's going to be the exact same as last year. Try and hit on the break, and Bruce get lucky. It worked last year.
Yeah,
but
we don't get Willikin, we're screwed. I really do think the midfield is screwed at the minute. I mean, there was Lamina. He was thought to have basically agreed to come, and then he went off to Nice to play in League One. I mean, that's how bad it is. Somebody wants to go to play for Nice, then play for Newcastle United. I mean, really, that it just says how far we've fallen.
Exactly, Paul. And the other thing then is, okay, let's say we get Willock in some means. Then we needed some kind of a backup striker. Like Wilson gets injured, we're relegated. If we have no other goal scorer. Like even the likes of Carroll is gone. Me too is heading off as well by the looks of it. So Gale, not really proven in the Premier League so much, even though Bruce always wanted him. But then when he has him, he doesn't want to play him. But we don't have backup striker there. We need some kind of something else to hang our hat on if Wilson gets injured.
The thing is, we can't rely on Wilson staying fit either, because he's had now a few seasons where he has been injured, not just with Newcastle but with Bournemouth, and that's the worrying thing for me. Is there's no guarantee he is going to stay fit at all, and we just have nobody to come and fill them shoes if he's missing. Joe Linton can't play there. We know that. Dwight Gale is as much use as a fart in a fridge or something. I don't know. It's just really worrying. Kev from Big Toon Chat says John was caught giving one to Joe Linton in his Faulty Towers bedroom until Wayne Rooney and his blackmailers walked in and Snapchatted the whole story all over the net. Dear me. Baz must be on a break at work. Good evening to you, matey. Daz looks like Father Noel Furlong.
Graham Norton.
All right, okay. Tom says Elias Sorensen has left the club on a permanent deal. Yes, he has, and I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't make it. I put a tweet out saying another promising player gone yesterday, and then everybody hammered me saying, well, he's not promising. He went on loan to all these lower league teams and he didn't do it. I'm not so sure. I think Peter, you saw a bit of the under-23s. I mean, what did you think of Sorensen?
He wasn't bad at times, but he wasn't a fantastic player, I would have said.
Right.
I mean, some games I saw him play, I thought he struggled.
So you think it's a good move for him to go back to Denmark?
It could be. And But, I think a lot of fans have said the same. It just hasn't worked out for him in Newcastle.
Fair enough. Chipper says, must say Peter Andre has let himself go on this guest appearance tonight. Peter Andre? I'm not saying that, Chippers. I'm not saying that at all. Lee says, I find sitting in the Gallagate more better for me as it's quicker to get into the city centre and also avoid the idiots in the away end throwing crap. That does happen a few times. But it's... Well, the last time I was sitting in the Leeds, and it wasn't too bad, actually. But early days it was when the fans went up there. They were chucking piss and water and everything, and it was just not a nice place to sit. Yes, he has left the club. I think he's talking about. Oh God. Lee says, "Do Iceland sell knobbly bobblies for £1?" No, they fucking don't. No way. And let's not talk about knobbly bloody bobblies. I'm sick of it. Oh, no. Every time somebody mentions knobbly bobblies now, I get a cold shiver up my spine. It's just the way it is.
Just Paul, just on Sorensen, like, what is it with young strikers with Newcastle? They never can make the breakthrough. There's all this talk about them for so long, and they're doing so well in the U teams, and then they never make it. Like, look at Armstrong; he had to leave, and now there's talk of us even trying to bring him back in because we get a reduction if we brought him back in. But through the years, there's so many like the great dawns of players coming through, but they never make it. Apart from, say, Andy Carroll might be the last one that did make it as a striker.
Yeah, we let them go, and they perform really well elsewhere, and then suddenly we want them back. I mean,
Tony
John,
as well.
Yeah. Do you think Armstrong would? I mean, it's gone very quiet on Adam Armstrong recently. I mean, early summer he was tipped to come back, but it's gone very, very quiet.
It has. I mean, I think Blackburn wanted too much money for him. I mean, I don't know much he's worth. What, £28 million they want for him? Something like that. Because West Ham want him as well, and they bulked to that money, and they didn't want to pay that money. So if it was us, it'd be something like 40% anyway. Get that like percentage back sort of thing. But would I take him back to Newcastle as a second striker? You got to give him a chance. So I mean, he's gone away, sorted himself out, right, scoring goals, and top scorer for Blackburn Rovers, and he's doing a fantastic job over there. And he's gone away, and now he can come back to Newcastle a much better player. So he'd be a great backup for Callum Wilson. But if he does come back, my advice to the fans and the people: please give him a chance. Give him another go. Give him a chance.
I think they would. I think they would give him a chance. And like you say, it just scares me at the minute. Like Daz said, we haven't got a backup for Callum Wilson, and Callum Wilson will not stay fit for the full season. There is no way he will. Once you're prone to muscle injuries, that is the case for. It happened to that twat Michael Owen. Once his muscles started to go, he couldn't stay fit for a season and stuff like that. So we've got to do something. Jordy says, would you take Axel Twanzebe from Man United on loan? Yes, I would. I think he's got rapid pace, and I think he'd be able to do a job for Newcastle United.
6'1" he is as well. 6'1".
He is, yeah. Pete, I don't know what's going on with your bloody Wi-Fi. It's worse than mine tonight.
Oh, it is. I'm connected with my hotspot. I don't know why it's thinking up.
It must be the weather, mate. It's affecting us all. It's affecting us all.
Sorry, Paul, to jump in. Pete from Loaded Mag. He has been raving about that chap there, Axel. One to keep an eye on. I think he worked with Bruce before at Villa or something like that. Pete was saying. I don't know an awful lot about him, but he seems to rate him highly.
Well, I mean, I saw a clip. Somebody put something on Twitter earlier on, some little clips of him defending and showing his pace. And quite honestly, is he better than what we've got now? Probably, because I have no faith in Lascelles at all. And I think I would rather have a traffic cone standing there instead of Lascelles. I just don't think he's going to be very good. Thoughts on Muto leaving the club?
What was going to happen? I mean, I'll
just go back to Abel very, very quickly. Short and sweet. If he is going to come to Newcastle, he has to play in the back. He has to play in a 4, not in a 3. It's got to be in the back 4.
Yeah. Muto's left, Pete.
Knew what was going to happen. He wasn't going to stay, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I just think he's never been given a chance. Never given a chance at all. Connor says, evening, guys. I could just imagine John calling Joe Linton Prince Charming and drinking a beer out of John's shoe. Geordie says, Sorensen's Geordie accent is probably the highlight of his time at the club. Thomas's thoughts on Atsu joining some team in the... Has he gone to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I think he has, yeah.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, I'm not really fussed where he goes, to be honest. Tom says Newcastle need some loan signing, or it's going to be a long, hard season ahead. Look, I mean, we can talk about transfers and loans till we're blue in the face. Nothing is happening at this club at the minute, and it is so frustrating. It's so... It just pisses me off on a daily basis how I see other clubs making signings. Brentford, they've gone out and spending money. Norwich have gone out and spent money. We're losing players to championship clubs. It's just ridiculous, John.
You took the words out of my mouth, Pete. You really have. I mean, we are a club, and I said this. I had people having a go at us on Twitter saying I'm being negative. I just said, now, this is real talk, right? We are in limbo, right? We are supposed to be a big club, right? A well-supported club as you are.
Yeah.
But we're not acting like a flipping big club at all whatsoever, sort of thing. We're just standing still. We really are. We're just not doing out about it. We linked about 20, 30 different players, not one of them's materialised yet.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing, John, is the fact that I think I've counted over 50 that I've put on Twitter that we've been linked to or media have linked to us. And not one has come to fruition. And, I think we're putting all our eggs in one basket with Joe Willock. And I think, for me, if Ross Barkley wants to sign, if we can get him, I think he's a tremendous sign. I know he's a bit injury prone, but nobody can tell me that Barkley will not make a difference to our midfield over the likes of Shelvey. Nobody.
I tell you what it is, right? I mean, a fits Ross Barkley is a quality player.
Of course he is.
6'3", he scores goals, he can run, he can dribble. I want that midfield to be absolutely shaped out, yeah? I want Willock in there, Barkley in there, and that lad from, that Belgian lad from, Swedish lad from plays in Belgian football. Get him in as well. I want a new shape midfield three.
Well, if we had those three in midfield, I'd be very happy, to be honest.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah, you got
Jesus Christ. Totally improve us.
Ship out Shelvey as well, then.
Exactly. Barry says, I reckon Sorensen has been fingering too many birds behind the bike shed instead of extra training in front of the goal. God. Billy says, welcome and congratulations to Daz. It's not everyone who has the courage to go with the Terry Wogan haircut and carry it off.
Cheers, Billy.
Lejeune de Alaves, yeah, the video on that. You weren't very happy about Lejeune going.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would like to have seen him stay personally. Plus, we suffered a lot of injuries in that position a lot last season in the centre-back roles, which resulted in playing Hayden at centre-back as well. Mm-hmm. And please do not get me started at Kraft. Yes, I get the crap thrown at him, but Emil Kraft is just terrible.
Yeah, I know. We know you're a big fan of Emil Kraft, Pete. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Chipper says, how was your date, John? Did she suck you off, or did you unleash Joe Linton into her life? Well, we already know that it didn't actually go ahead on Saturday. Happy Feet says, please, NUFC, just sign someone. It would be nice. John B says, hello again. Hopefully your internet doesn't go off again. Welcome to the John and Joe Linton show. Kendo says, how are the lads? Baz says, Daz, that green screen needs sorting out, mate. It's not even filling the screen. That's Barry's OCD kicking Baz. In there with 100%. Listen,
hey,
he's behind
come on the show. Come on the show. Talk, say it to my face.
He's behind it, Baz. He's at least he's got one. At least he's not like John and keeps it in the bloody garage. He's hiding his green screen in there with Madeleine McCann. Unbelievable, man.
Oh.
Hello again, Keith. Hope you're well. Billy says, in court after Davy Wonder's wedding ended in chaos, the judge asked Chip as the best man what happened. I was dancing with the bride when jealous Dave kicked her in the fanny, broke 2 of my fingers. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Does Daz look like Father Jack from Father Ted?
I think tonight.
I think it's just going to be the accent bit that links it to Father Ted. I think that's just how it is.
That's worse shows.
John says, has anyone heard that Man City are in trouble with the Premier League?
Yeah.
No. Are they? Again?
Yeah, it's the whole thing where I think the Premier League want to make it their case transparent and Man City don't, or something like that. There's a bit of a twist on it, and yeah, City could be in trouble. I made the suggestion that the punishment for City should be that let Newcastle be taken over by Piff, and then we can really go toe to toe with them. That's enough punishment for them, and it would kill two birds with one stone as well.
Yeah.
For the Premier League.
It's interesting to see what will happen with the Man City case for them being one of the cartel. Daz looks like Robbie Williams if Take That was a garage band. Paul says it was a great atmosphere for the Donny game. Took the missus and son, all enjoyed it. Yeah, I knew you were there, Paul. I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate. It's good that people can take, especially these friendlies, on a Friday night. They're not too far to travel, and people can make it on a Friday night. Rotherham's not really that far, is it? Down in Yorkshire, so it's not too far for a Tuesday night, but Burton should be good. James says Burton Albion on a Friday night should be a belter, especially with the connection with Sunderland. Well, that's true. Baz says, Pete, what the fuck? You're meant to be in Tokyo, mate, for the weightlifting competition. Instead, you're doing the best Max and Paddy impression.
Oh, God. I don't know if you see, I sent it in the WhatsApp group chat.
Oh, dear God. Paul says, broadband my ass. Paul just wanted to see the end of Love Island. Hey, it doesn't start at 9, mate, so I didn't miss any of Love Island. And I only know that because my daughter watches it. Mark says, I heard Joe Linton was given the number 7 shirt as a reflection on his performances with John. Oh, dear. Good evening, Joshua.
No number 7 shirt, though, really. Let's be real about it. I mean, you've got Rob Lee played in number 7. Keegan played in number 7.
Yeah. It's also iconic, yeah.
It is an iconic number, but more so, I'm just glad he's not number 9. Number 9 is more iconic than number 7 at Newcastle. It always has been. John says, and the last thing, would any of you take Willock again on loan without an option to buy? And why do we keep getting players in on loan without an option to buy? I mean, he's got a good point there. I don't understand why I was led to believe the original Willock deal last season was going to be a year and a half deal, so he'd be here this season as well with a view to buy. But we never do that. It never comes, John.
Well, no. Newcastle don't never do it. They just never do. It's just by a loan deal. That's it. A couple of years ago, Delo Lloyd Remy, when he played for Kane Farm, season-long loan. Everyone's saying it's going to be season-long loan with a permanent bow on top of it. Never happened. Newcastle don't do things like that at all because they just don't want to waste money, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And that's another thing as well. So it's like Kennedy. He came on the season-long loan half the season. Then he came on the full season. Didn't turn the absolutely ridiculous, man. And that's what happens. And sad, but we know Joe Willock's a fantastic player. Just get him on loan and then buy him at the end of it.
Well, what I don't understand is Arteta's not putting him in the squads for the Arsenal friendlies. So Arteta says one thing and he's doing the other. He's saying that Joe Willock's in his plans, and then when it comes to the games, he's not even in the feckin' squads. And that's what really, really pisses me off, and probably pisses a lot of Newcastle fans off is, we have the chance to get Willock, but Arteta's pissing around saying he wants him and then doesn't even put him in the squad for the friendlies. It
does look like the Arsenal are kind of waiting to bring in someone else before they'll make the final decision to let Willock go.
Well, for me, it was Emile Smith Rowe was the key for me. I mean, he was rumoured to be going to Palace or Aston Villa, but then they've signed him. They've got him under contract now, and I thought that might be the opportunity for us to get Willock, but it just doesn't seem like that's happened. But again,
after Maddison from Leicester or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see Arsenal getting Maddison. I can't. I mean, who would you rather play for at the minute, Leicester or Arsenal?
Leicester
what I mean?
Every day.
Definitely. Baz says she blew him off. She must have seen the show. Obviously, talking about John's date that never happened on Saturday. James says, since you're an Irishman, do you know where Ireland is? Just Shay Given wants to know. Every time we get an Irishman on, James comes out with that. Every single time. Beats says, John, are you sure she wasn't choking on Joe Linton?
Oh, my God.
Keith's asking how Joe Linton is, John.
He plays number 7, and he needs a good season this season. He needs to. Let's be real about it. He needs a good season. If he doesn't, then surely there's got to be.
I think Keith's talking about the sexual side of it, John, but not the football side. Never mind. Chipper says, John must be sponsored by Daz. How white is that hoodie? I mean, Jesus, I'm blind. I mean, John, you do have a lot of bright tops, don't you? I mean, is that the one with the hood on again that makes you look like E.T.? Oh, God. Billy says 30 years ago, before John had Joe Linton in the dungeon, John gave TV the idea for a new show. They would have called it Fash in the Attic. Oh, God. Thomas says, I had a dream about John and Joe Linton floating in the air while kissing and having a huge steak and some noodles, while Paul played a clarinet and Peter played a violin. Jesus Christ. That's one weird dream, matey. I'm sorry, but that is one very strange dream. Peter's definitely having issues tonight. Never mind. That play button is actually a fake bronze one. It's only silver from Joe Linton's Delights. Oh, Jesus. Is Joe Linton still in your dungeon, John?
No. You're alone.
Tony, the Leeds fan, says if Newcastle spend £10 million, spend it on a physio, medical, or training ground. Pays for itself, and Bruce will have them all knackered within a month. We laugh, but the fitness, certainly in the York game, and some of the players in the Doncaster game, the fitness just isn't there. I know it's early days, but we said that last season, and the fitness just never came. I mean, we were out of energy after about 30 minutes. And, it's looking like that again this season, guys.
Yeah, it's never going to change, unfortunately. It's not going to change. I mean, Steve Bruce, you get from him. 5 at the back, all the time. That's it. But you said about the fitness as well, Paul. I've said that as well on social media. And then people come on and say, it's only a friendly, leave him alone. No, speak facts. Speak the truth. Be honest. If these people are going to mourn and say, it's only a friendly, so if you're going to be fine, then let them carry on. But my opinion, you got your opinion. That's got his opinion. That's got his opinion. That's it.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, when we played York City, they're in the Conference North, right?
Yeah.
Let's put it in perspective. We had a very, very strong team out against York City. There is no doubt about it. I don't care if it was the first preseason game or whatever. These guys are professional footballers, right? They play football for a living.
Yeah.
And to lose
fit during the break.
But to lose against York City, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, people have got opinions, obviously, and I put out that, I thought it was a shocking result personally. I really did. And, Doncaster Rovers, their League One, 3-2. It isn't exactly brilliant, is it? I mean, I know we've got goalkeeping issues at the minute, and that was it. The second goal Doncaster scored. That should never have gone in the net. I mean, I don't know what the hell our keeper was doing there. I mean, it seemed to take him 3 years to get down to it. But news has just come out about Carl Darlow this afternoon that he's been released from hospital after having COVID. I didn't actually know he was in hospital, to be fair. He's obviously had it bad. So best wishes to Carl Darlow, and hope he gets healthy soon.
Does that mean then, I wonder, will Woodman start the season and go in?
Well, this is a goalkeeper who wasn't even involved in the original squad to go and train.
Yeah. He was heading out on loan to Bournemouth.
Yeah, and then suddenly he could be thrust in as our number one. But if that's the case, why didn't he play at Doncaster?
Exactly. I just don't know.
No, he was close contact. I think that's why he couldn't play.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think that the goalkeeping situation is a bit worrying going into the season, given that Darlow's missing all of pre-season. Dubravka's not going to be fit because he's had an operation. It's going to be, this West Ham game is we're going to be all out of the shop at the minute. We really are. Jason says it's okay. Brought back some memories, so had to have a moment and didn't want to type them out again. That's fair enough, mate. Also, Bazza must be Doctor Who. He seems to regenerate a lot. Yeah, everybody said whenever Baz is missing, he does regenerate a lot. But He's always here in spirit. Keith says, I hope you're all well, chaps. James says, I sat in the Leazers once and got told to stop chanting because some bloke was busy listening to the match on the radio. Yeah, you do get some, let's face it, you get some wankers that go to the match, don't you? The sort of, they've got the headphones in, and if you dare say anything, they'll have a dig at you. I mean, I'm fortunate, I'm a big lad. Nobody tends to sort of, if I'm sort of cursing and swearing or being very unhappy at our play, they tend not to say anything to me. But my God, I mean, some of them are a pain in the arse. I don't know whether you guys have come across that when you've been to football matches. It just annoys the shit out of me. Don't all speak at once, I'll do all the talking tonight, lads. Jesus, wept.
The few times that I've gone to St. James's Park, I've gone sitting in the nice seats, let's say, because it's a treat. But I haven't encountered that. It's all nice and friendly where I sat.
Yeah, you'll always get the dickheads, whichever ground you go to. Chipper says, I'm very worried for this season, lads. We can't even compete with championship teams for signings. Very worried. And then he goes on to say, John, why are you drinking Joe Linton's puke? What are you drinking? What is it that you're drinking?
Oh, it's just a Suvi.
A what?
Mango smoothie.
Oh.
It's like fruit juice, but...
Billy says, saw Pete on the road to Amarillo earlier in Channel 69 News.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh.
James says, hashtag vote Paul. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few people that actually voted for my channel, which was really nice. For the I don't know what awards it is, but I only came across it because Rich from the Arsenal, one of the Arsenal show that he does, he'd put that he'd voted for me for Channel of the Year or something, and so I went on it, and obviously I just tweeted out, if you like the shows, then please vote. It'd be really nice, and a few people have. So thank you very much to people that have. Paul says, "Is Daz wearing Lego hair?"
Yeah.
Nope, not tonight.
No, it's just his locks are shocking. Liam says, thoughts on people who say fans go to games are part of the problem, and when the West Ham tickets go on sale, I will buy one as I miss going to Newcastle. Look, come on, we've got to put this to bed. You know what it is? Million times over. I've said this, other podcast shows have said this. We've all said it. If you want to go to the game, you go to the game. If you don't want to go to the game because of whatever reason, you want to make a stance against Mike Ashley or the club, fine, you do that. But don't tell other people what they can and can't do, and don't have a dig at them if they want to go to the game. I tweeted out earlier on that I'd got my season ticket, and then all of a sudden, some people decided to comment saying, "Oh, yeah, you're part of the problem and all this bullshit." The problem is Mike Ashley. It doesn't matter whether we go to the games or not. The problem is always going to be there. So don't come at us for going to the games, because I want to go to the game because I like to see my mates. I like to, interact with people and have a good time. Whether the match is shit or not, I still enjoy myself. And that's what it's all about. So these people that come across and say, oh, you're part of the problem, up yours. End of story.
Exactly.
And the problem probably isn't exactly Mike Ashley now. Okay, yeah, it's Mike Ashley to release funds. Yeah. But the problem is the Premier League, because Mike Ashley wants to sell the club. He's trying to sell it. The deal is done. It's just the Premier League just won't play ball.
Yeah, exactly. So, at the end of the day, Mike Ashley's done his bit. He's trying to sell it. But, people want to go to the football for many different reasons than just the match, especially after COVID now, being stuck in and all that kind of crap. James says the Irish guy has Playmobil hair.
I got a haircut a couple of weeks ago, one of the home haircuts. So
that was a mistake, matey. That's a mistake. Connor's laughing at the Amarillo thing, Peter.
Oh yeah.
I believe this is Layla. She's changed her username. Palace have signed Joachim Anderson, one of the best centre backs last season, for £25 million, and they Guay for £20 million from Chelsea.
Play for Swansea.
Yeah, and the young player of the year, Olsey, for £8 million, and look at you. Yeah, I mean, We're not a big club, though. Remember, we're not a big club. So
Yeah, Patrick Vieira has gone in there as well, and he's probably it needed a big change up there at Palace.
But someone like Patrick Vieira is going to be able to get players in. He's going to attract players.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to see how he does, actually. Niall says, evening, lads. Big up yourself. Love the Newcastle chat. And I'm a neutral. Just enjoyed listening to you guys watching in Scotland. Cheers, Niall. Thank you very much. James says, PD, Buffer and Proudlock. I don't think he's... Peter, are you awake tonight? You seem very sort of laid back. Have you been on them bloody horse tranquilizers?
No, it's just going very jumpy, my connection still.
All right.
I don't know what's going on.
John says, how come John and Joe Linton are not on Love Island, or is it because John wants him for himself? Well, that would be such a happy story, wouldn't it? Daz, your green screen needs widening. I can see your bin on the left.
That's a monitor. A spare monitor.
See, there's obviously quite a few people watch this show who have OCD because they're really like stressing about green screen, Daz. But never mind, guys. Listen, if you are enjoying the show, please don't forget to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel and enjoy what you see, please do consider subscribing. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, the super chat button is at the bottom of the comments. If you'd like to donate, just hit that button and it'll send you through that way. So thank you in advance for that. Keith said we can't even compete with Brentford. Yep. John wanted chicken nuggets for his tea, but Joe Linton said he has one and it's juicy and bigger. Brentford have signed the next Ndidi for £8 million from Midtjylland and IF for 15 million, showing more ambition than us, and they are better than you guys with more ambition. Yeah, we can't even argue back to things like that, Peter.
No, I mean, we've got the money there, but we just don't want to spend it. That's our problem. Because Mike Ashley doesn't want to spend because he wants the club sold. And, yeah.
Nobody can tell me that there's only £10 million in that kitty. Nobody. Not the money that Mike Ashley's made from this club over the last 15 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's
just one big mess.
It is. James says, are you doing any league predictions, Paul? And if so, when will they be uploaded to the channel? The Horsemen show next week will have Premier League predictions. We're going to do them next week. I'll probably do a separate show, obviously, for myself recorded, maybe later on in the week or next week. I mean, we've still got, 2.5 weeks till the Premier League kicks off. God help us. Paul says, where the fuck is Charnley? He's supposed to be the MD, and what the actual fuck does he do? Nothing.
Is he on furlough still? It sounds like it, because you never heard from the guy. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's a good point. I mean, it is a good point. Nobody seems to know where the fuck he is because he just. I joked around. I joked around last time saying that I had a good laugh. Sorry, my mind's been taken because Michael's just donated again. He's donated £277. Michael, you are just a gem. He did email me at the weekend to say he was in Doncaster, and I hope you had a brilliant time, Michael. I really hope you did. Thank you so much for that. We'll come on to that when I get there as well. So, Michael, you're an absolute gem. Honestly, you blow my mind every single week. You are so kind to this channel, so generous, and it gets me emotional every time he does make a donate. It's just unbelievable. So thank you so much for that, Michael. I'm getting a bit emotional, but I'll not. I'll keep me wits. Jason says, I'm not going to be anybody's yes man. He said, I'm too long in the tooth for that. I've heard it said that I'm a puppet, but I'm not Mike Ashley's bag man or anything else. So that was actually Steve Bruce's comments. Happy Feet says, John, how many of those wooden cabinets do you have? I see one on every live stream.
One there.
I'm actually starting to think that John Sinclair might be an antique dealer on the side, just a bit of he might be a bit of the old Del Boy Trotter, he's just selling stuff on the side, making a bit here and there, you know what I mean?
So bad at that either.
To be fair, Paul, Nice have a manager who has won League One, so why would he play for Bruce? That's a very good point, actually. It just proves, John, we haven't got the pulling power. Steve Bruce just does not. Let's face it. You look at the football we played last season. Players are going to look at it and think, do I really want to be involved in playing that kind of football?
Gotta have to agree. You look at younger managers like Farker, Frank, and all those young players, right, are modern managers, right? They got bright ideas from managers, that sort of thing, right? Playing great football, attractive football. Steve Bruce, what is he, 61? He's yesterday's man. He just plays the one way every single time. That's it.
I'm sure there's a song in there, John.
Again?
I'm sure there's a song in that.
But I can't sing that.
But the thing is, I mean, we as supporters, we as supporters, John, we're going to be singing from the same hymn sheet as we were last season. It's just rinse and repeat every time with Steve Bruce.
It's just, for me, it's just getting boring and boring and boring now. Just the same thing. It's like it's just copy and paste every single flipping week. Do you know what I mean? I've got to do the press conference reaction in a couple of weeks' time. I want to see what you actually see live. I'd love to see that.
It's going to be bullshit again. It's just going to be the same shit. Yeah. He's going to blame it on COVID. Next thing he'd be doing is blaming it on the sunshine. Then he'd be blaming it on the fucking boogie.
Yeah, totally agree.
Jason says he needs to be given the straight jacket and sent back to the funny farm. Gareth Southgate's back with us again. Sorensen was never going to make it in the Premier League. I think moving back to Denmark is a decent move for the lad. Yep, we'll wish him all the best. John said we should sell Darlow, sell Gale, Woodman to number 2, get Willock only with an option to buy, and get another forward in like Rondon, job done. If only it was that simple, John. If only it was that simple. I mean, Everton have been rumoured to be going for Rondon, Daz.
Really? I suppose, link up with Rafa again. He had him in China. He had him in Newcastle. Everton, yes, but they probably need a backup for Calvert-Lewin. They have Richarlison as well. To me, he's more kind of a midfielder, or kind of that kind of a role for Richarlison. I wouldn't have him as a striker. So, not a bad option. I'd take him back.
Richarlison's banging them in left, right, and centre at the minute in the Olympics, isn't he, for Brazil?
Is he?
Yeah, he scored a hat-trick last match.
Half an hour.
Yeah. Kendo says, I miss the ambition of an owner to at least try and get a record-breaking big-name signing owner side. Yeah, I mean, those days seem to have well and truly gone. Liam says, I haven't experienced trouble when I've travelled from London to Newcastle. Fair enough. Happy Feet says, who do you think will be relegated this season?
I think Norwich will be one of the teams to go back down.
I might see.
I honestly think, as things stand today, right, Norwich, Watford, Newcastle United.
Yeah, as things stands today, we're definitely in there.
I think Brentford will have enough to stay up.
Burnley.
Burnley are one of these funny ones.
Yeah, I was just going to say they might lose Dwight McNeil. I think a few clubs are looking at him as well. He's decent at putting the ball in the box for them. I'd throw them in the mix for sure.
Yeah,
I got my fear as well. As things stands today as well, I'm going to say, Burnley, if they sell McNeil, of course, Watford and Newcastle.
It's you know what it is. It's going to be a battle. It will be a battle. I think the way things stand as is now, I think the relegation battle is going to be more exciting than the actual top of the Premiership this season. Peter, who's yours to go down?
I did say Norwich.
Yeah.
I actually think Watford will as well.
Mm-hmm.
The third team is hard one. Oh, my word. This might come as a surprise.
Go on.
I'm going to go for Burnley. Right. I don't think that takeover they've had's worked.
Well, they got taken over and the £90 million in debt straight away. Something didn't go right. I don't know how the hell that was passed. I mean, that's what I don't understand about this. These tests that they do. I mean, how does a team get taken over and then suddenly plummet £90 million into debt? It's bizarre. Absolutely crazy.
it is, Paul? Do you know what it is, mate? Because they're not going to upset the top six. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I
You
know.
what I mean?
I know.
It's like us sort of thing. They think we're flat, and we have our day, mate.
Yeah, we will. Random says, if Bruce gets sacked, who would you want to bring in as manager? Look, I've got no idea because we've been asked this question a million times and we just don't know because it depends on the takeover.
And Bruce is not going to get sacked unless unless there's a takeover. And it'd have to be, I'd say, Ashley, let him run till March before you'd make a change if there was no takeover and we're in that bottom three.
Yeah, definitely. Did you enjoy your trip to Chester Zoo the other day, Paul? I absolutely loved it. Although I have to say, Chester Zoo's gone down in my estimations a lot. They've taken a lot away. I don't know whether that's because of the money problems or what. I don't know. But the animals that are at Knowsley Safari Park, like the tigers and lions and stuff, will be a lot more entertaining, especially if they come along and come alongside the car and all that sort of stuff. But hey, Connor says, I sold the whole midfield on FIFA 21, apart from Hayden and Murphy, and bought better players. But if we got to take over, Jude Bellingham is a decent signing to rebuild your squad. I don't think Jude Bellingham's going anywhere from Dortmund, and he certainly wouldn't be coming to Newcastle. No. But we don't bring youngsters through. We don't do that in Newcastle United. We send. Yeah.
Do you know what it is, right? I mean, you said about we don't bring young players through. I think our academy must just be ceased to exist because definitely funny. But I mean, it is an absolute joke. It's clearly not working. They get all these young players coming through, right? Mm-hmm. And they haven't. The last two was the Longstaffs, right?
Yeah,
that was it. But the rest of them just hasn't.
Well, you know what it is, though. I mean, we talk about. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Daz keeps changing his background like the fucking sponsorship boards on the football pitch. It just keeps flashing through. Chip says, Paul is fantasizing over level 7. David on his knobbly bobbly. I'm definitely not. Daz, get that one off. you are such a great twat.
You asked for that.
Thomas says, John drinking Joe Linton's wee from yesterday.
Oh, no.
Wow. Tanya says letting Ivan Toney go was a big mistake too. Yeah, I really do think that. Imagine if we brought Niall Ranger back. Let's not.
No.
Ride the Thunder. Love it.
Down the pan. Throw it all away.
Yeah. Can I just say it, right? The god that a lot of people perceive Rafa Benitez to be, okay, he let some players go that he shouldn't have, in my opinion. Not all of Rafa's, signings and the players he let go were brilliant. Let's face it. You know what I mean? His decisions to let some go were poor, and some of the players he brought in were poor. But I'm not opening a can of worms with Rafa. I'm just saying, some of them, it's, in my opinion, he's made mistakes on. Liam said, I would like to see Blackburn back in the Premier League. Tom says, Daz, Love Island starts in 5 minutes. Well, that's how far we're behind in the comments, by the way. 30 minutes behind the comments. Ryan says, what's the difference between Joe Linton and John? 2 inches is the answer.
Oh, God.
Jesus. Blackburn sell Armstrong for 28 million. They would only get about 17 million for him, as they would owe us 40%. I mean, we did a good deal for once on that, didn't we? Niall Ranger might be our best and only transfer. Wow.
No.
Can't believe we lost out to Brentford with a centre-back. I know.
Embarrassing. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it is. Peter, are you aware you've frozen?
Oh, am I still frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I could hear you. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. Keith said...
Just coming quickly, Paul, you said about being Brentford, right? I mean, people on social media come out and say, yeah, but he wasn't really after him. He wasn't really a target. Of course it's a target. He was after him for weeks. He was after Ajax for weeks. And he wanted to come to Newcastle.
Yeah. Right? Well, he was one of the first players that was linked, wasn't he? And then it was pretty much guaranteed that he was going to sign. It was, honestly, man, it's just a farce at the minute.
Yeah, I think we were bidding 8 million for him or something like that. But then Brentford went off the scales altogether.
Yeah.
13.5, exactly. I think he went for in the end.
Yeah, something like that. Chipper says the thing that annoyed me on Friday is we sold Lejeune and then wasted Hayden at centre back. Fucking pathetic. I know.
I agree.
Good evening, Trolls. Trolls, sorry. What is that little statue behind you, John?
How much is it worth?
You know what? Next time I watch David Dickinson and he's down in Bristol, I swear to God, John Sinclair's going to make an appearance. Like he really is. It's going to be hilarious. Peter, that sofa looks nice and comfortable, says Tom.
Certainly is.
By the way, Peter has frozen, but he can still hear us and can still communicate. Kendo says, thought Fraser showed some quality. Maybe this year. I agree Lascelles has had a season to forget. He's been bruised. I want to see something from Fraser. We've said, I've said many times last season, people know how I feel on Ryan Fraser. But I've always said, he's got an opportunity to prove me wrong and probably prove a lot of Newcastle fans wrong if he decides to pull his finger out and perform for us, Daz.
Yeah, this is his season. Like, okay, he left Bournemouth under a cloud. He wouldn't play for them, and then when he came to us, he wasn't fully fit, and then he got injured, and all these kind of things. And then he was just kind of, it was his head in the game, and his attitude. But good to see him scoring in the friendly, and this could be a big season for him. It's make or break, really. He either does it this season for us or he's gone. Yeah,
I agree. Archer says, I believe Joe Linton went to Steve Bruce's office to check his tactics on the laptop and finds out that Steve Bruce has porn on his laptops, chicks with dicks. Oh, dear God. Tom says, Johnny, you any good at the Olympics? Well, obviously not because he's not there.
All of it, all the Olympics.
Exactly.
Every event.
That's a lot of events, John. That's a lot of events. You have to be a fit man to do that. Johnny says Raphael Varane was suggested to Newcastle by Carr while still at Lens. Imagine the side Graham Carr could have built had Ashley and Cole listened. Yeah, but they're never going to listen. They're never in a million years.
That's all they are.
Yeah. I mean... It's just backwards every year. Luke says Chowdhury from Leicester is on the way. Told Leicester he wants to move. Yeah, I've seen that. That'd be very interesting. Pete, I'm going to knock you off and see if you can come back on, matey.
No problem.
Oh, I don't know what I've done there.
Would you take Chowdhury, Paul?
Now I would. I think I would now, given the situation that we're in. Because, we've got to admit that we're not a very strong side in midfield at all at the minute. And I think that's a very, very weak part of the pitch for us.
I take him on a loan, but not that's after we have Willock. Then I don't want to spend the little money we have on him. No. I think a loan deal is all that we'll get, to be honest, as I think they are talking about a loan deal, not a permanent one anyway. Okay. Tom says if Wilson gets injured, we've no one in to score goals. We need a striker. I think a player with Ross Barkley's attitude would do well with a full stadium behind him. He'd love it. He would love it playing for St James's. We need John Master from Nottingham. He's been magical. If we had him, even Traore would be master bait. Oh, dear God. Just went over my head. Just watched Brucey cry about an injury crisis to the defenders in December when we could have had Lejeune instead of selling them for £4 million. You know what's going to happen. John, who's in the room? You've been giving some dirty looks tonight.
Well,
it's not your mum, is it?
Nah.
Your mum's not making an appearance again, is she?
No, she's upstairs.
Oh, you've locked her in the dungeon so she doesn't interrupt the show again. Trill says, to be fair, Daz looks like a mix between Bruce and Charnley.
That's so mixed. That is so mixed.
Oh, God, I take offense to that, Daz. I take offense, mate.
Trulls. And you come on our show as well, Trulls. I'll remember that.
He does. Paul says, I always thought Ali McCoist was Scottish, not Irish.
Hey!
Actually, I can see a little bit of resemblance there. Yeah. Who will get top two in the championship?
Oh, that's a tricky one. That's a very tricky one. As things stands, I'd say I got to go with the experience. I got to go with Fulham. That could be a shock. And
I'm with Daz. I think Bournemouth will win the league next season.
And Bournemouth and Fulham.
Yeah, I think Scott Parker, Bournemouth have got picking up Scott Parker was massive for them, and I think they'll be a side next season.
The thing with Fulham, didn't they have? So I was just going to say, the thing with Fulham, didn't they have a lot of players on loan? So they need to kind of rebuild, I think, for the championship again to make an impact.
Yeah. True. James says John's doing the live stream whilst being held hostage. Keeps looking around the room, hoping that he's not going to be shot.
Hold up a sign, John.
Help me. Daz looks like Big Ed. Who's Big Ed?
No idea.
Okay. Thomas is going to Rotherham and Burton. Well, if you see me down in Burton, Thomas, come and introduce yourself, bud. Tom says hit the like button, everyone. Yes, please, if you would. Thank you very much for that. If you are enjoying the show, smash the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider it. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, if you hit the super chat button, the $ just underneath the live comments, it'll take you through the process. So thank you in advance for that. James says Rotherham and Burton in a space of a few days sound like Sunderland's fixture list. It does, actually. It does. Yeah. Happy Feet says, Loaded Mag sounds like a dirty magazine. What are you hiding?
And there's a story behind that. We were trying to come up with names for the our Newcastle show, and I just said for a laugh, how about Loaded Mag? Like referring to the magazine, and that's what it stuck.
Well, to be honest, before I got to know you guys and I saw Loaded Mag, I did think it was actually something to do with the magazine. Before I realised it was a Newcastle United channel, just when it first came on, when I first saw it on YouTube, I thought, Loaded Mag? That's interesting.
People are very disappointed so when they log into our shows.
Yeah, expect to see women straddling motorbikes and all that kind of stuff.
And to see Martin.
Hey, listen, I was going to say you, but never mind. Martin hasn't been as offensive to me as you have.
He was offensive to me. I actually have something to if he comes back on again to abuse me, I have something for him.
Well, I look forward to that.
I'm ready for
that. Good evening, Paul. Hope you're well. What's your thoughts on Harvey Barnes? Well, I'll have him at Newcastle. I think he's a decent player.
He's very good actually for Leicester.
Connor says, is Matt Ritchie behind Pete's caravan? Why would Matt Ritchie be behind Peter's caravan? Come on, Connor. Joe Linton won't be under pressure now. He's no longer the number 9. That's what a lot of people are saying. But again, time will tell. Number 7 is another iconic football shirt. Keegan, Dalglish, Ronaldo, etc. But number 9 would be the shirt I'd want at Newcastle. Yet number 7 is not iconic at Newcastle for Kenny Dalglish and Ronaldo. I wish it was. Certainly for Ronaldo, but I think the prospects of him playing in number 7 for Newcastle are very thin. Chipper says, I think even Alan Barnes would turn Newcastle down at the moment. Yeah, he probably would. Like Remy was an excellent loan. Shame we didn't sign him permanently. He only used the club as a way to join Chelsea. Yeah, that's one guy that we can definitely say took money over his career without a shadow of a doubt. James says Arteta is keeping Willock injury-free, which to me suggests that he's on his way out of the club. Well, that's another way you could look at it, I guess. I would want number 7, 11, or 15 as a squad number. Peter's Wi-Fi is worse than the Joe Linton shooting. It's a good point, actually. Billy says, Paul, did you hear the results of level 7 Dave's paternity test? No, I didn't. Following in the footsteps of the legendary Danish forward Peter Lovercrantz with the number 11. I used to love him. I thought his energy and work rate was fantastic. Tom says, John, you've been giving Joe Linton a nice rub down to make his thigh and hamstring better. I'm rushing through some of these comments, guys, because we've just got so many. John's date has not gone through. Victoria Sponge is a very lucky lady. Apparently, level 7, Dave and Victoria Sponge have given birth to a knobbly bobbly. What's your thoughts on Manchester United splashing the cash in the transfer window? Well, they're doing a better job of it than us, to be fair. I think Sancho's going to be a great signing.
Sancho and
Yeah.
the Real Madrid defender as well.
It'd be interesting to see if they do get Varane, right? It'd be very interesting to see how good they are next season, and if Ollie is a decent manager, we'll get to see. James says, Mr. E.T. Sinclair, what's your live stream plans this week? We'll discuss that at the end of the show. Bruce was walking his dog, then started to send fireworks up in the air, saying it was therapy for the dog. Oh, God. That's never going to leave him, is it? The fireworks stuff. Joe Litton turned up to the training ground this afternoon late. I asked him why. He says it's had something to do with a wet dream over E.T. Sinclair. Dear God. What is Daz's channel? Daz, do you want to tell them what your channel is?
Okay, our channel is called Loaded HQ. Our main show now is Loaded Mag, which is a Newcastle show. Actually, tomorrow night we have Ben Jacobs on. On Friday we have Mitch and Steve Hasty. Yeah. We've Stu Penman the week after that, and we also have some music shows as well. So we've and we also go out on the way there radio with our music stuff. So Wednesdays is 8 for that. So usually our shows are around 8 o'clock. So go into YouTube, type in Loaded Mag or Loaded HQ. I'll
put the description down below. I did have it down on the old show, but obviously that's been deleted, so I'm going to have to retype out everything again. So I'll do that at the end of the show. I'm not sure whether Peter just likes being close to the camera or he's frozen again. This is a show for laughs. Don't talk football, says Jules. Wow, okay. Tom says, Paul, you should get the changing room background back. I like that one. The changing ground. Okay. Well, let me just have a look here. Boom, boom, and there you go. How's that? Back in the changing room again, Tom. I'm pleased I can, make you happy about that. Dan Langley made some poor errors against York and Doncaster, so hopefully he can learn from these. Well, we'll hope so, but our goalkeeping situation is a little bit ropey to say the least at the minute. Are you watching?
I think he's got on loan somewhere.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, question is shallow doubt. He's not in Newcastle.
Yeah, I hope he does actually. Are you watching the Olympics? I'm only watching for the 3x3 basketball, and I'm not watching the football since I don't know any of them, and they don't feel like England. Yeah, the football's the whole Olympics for me is just going by the wayside because it's never been sort of, it's not as big as the Olympics normally is, and it's
the time zone as well doesn't suit.
Exactly. I mean, remember when the World Cup was it in Korea or somewhere? Was it Japan or over that way? And it was just crazy times. Will Darlow leave this summer?
Not now.
No, I don't think he will at all.
No, because he wouldn't have left because we were loaning out Woodman if there was no injuries or anything like that or COVID. But no, he's not going anywhere.
Archer says, well, I will be going back next season to support the lads. Steve Bruce can play with his little tornado. By the way, 5 weeks until the window shuts and nothing is happening. It's a piss take. Yeah.
Great.
Connor says, footballers need to be mentioned on here to make it more funny. This channel is John and Joe Linton obsessed. Not recently, we haven't. Johnny says, Freddie Woodman was a close contact of Darlow, so he had to miss 10 days, which included York and Doncaster, but should start tomorrow's match against Rotherham. I hope he does, because it'd be nice to see him in goal and see how he actually gets on. Peter is in and out tonight. He certainly is. Peter, seriously, says Thomas. Peter must have some fun with Joe Linton tonight. Don't worry, but I think it's the weather, mate. I honestly think it's the weather. Thomas says, Paul, I voted for you. Thank you very much, mate. Johnny says, Paul, I voted for you. I know the Magpie channel got the award the other year down in Manchester. Yeah, they did. Tom says, Paul, when is Jade back on? Not. Unfortunately, Jade won't be back on the channel. She's concentrating on her mental health, etc. So we wish her all the best. Tangy says, I think the type of process need to change. For example, a sit-in on the pitch.
The thing is, I come on to that protest thing, right? I mean, they got in different groups, right? They should all do it as one. If you could do a protest, do it as one big group.
Yeah, I agree.
That might work.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's like that video I put out the other day. I think we all need to come together and just come up with something, and try and be heard more than anything, because it's about time that we were heard in a proper way. I think Holly did a fantastic job for the protest down in London, and it did get some traction. There's no doubt about that. The Trolls, again, came out in force trying to ruin that, but they didn't. And I think she did a fantastic job. Considering she's only 16, the actual work she did on that was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. Wow, Chippers, super chatted £10. I'll just pick my chin up off the floor. Thank you very much, Chippers. I really do appreciate that, buddy. Good evening, Richard. Evening, guys. Great show as always. Hope you're all well. We are, matey. Go and subscribe to Richard's Arsenal channel if you're just a football fan in general. Brilliant shows on there. So go and give that a watch as well. And a subscription would be lovely for him as well. Tangy says, at the same time, protest against the Premier League and Richard Masters. James says, that's Paul's chippy supper sorted, Chippers. that took a bit of... Trolls, thank you very much for the super chat. Do appreciate that, matey. It's Danish kroner, I believe that is. I might be wrong, but it's some kind of... is it Danish kroner? Norwegian kroner, that's it. Why do I keep saying Danish? Sorry, Trolls. It's Norwegian kroner.
In your head.
Yes, that's right. What about HITC Sport, the Irish guy? I take it that's for you.
Oh, I am Ramsey.
Who?
Ramsey's called on the HITC Sport.
Right. Okay. Well,
I've never heard him before.
Hey?
No. Oh, you not heard him before. Oh, you have seen him before.
No, sorry, but I'll have to look into that. James says, I'd like to go to the game, not because of my mates, but because I support NUFC. And if people don't like a tough shite, I couldn't give a flying monkey because I'm my own individual. Exactly. Well said. Chipper says, John and Joe Litton at 10 p.m, Channel 900, Love Island ripoff called Come Island. Oh God almighty, Chippers.
Oh, man.
Fish and chips on Chippers and Trolls tonight, Paul, I see. Yeah, well, thank you very much. I've lost the comments again. Honestly, at least once a week, StreamYard does this to me. It's painful, man. It's even gone past Michael's donation. So excellent, Michael. It's people like Michael and those who comment on the channel who make this channel what it is. Exactly, Lee. Thank you very much. So thank you very much again, Michael. I do apologise. I've gone past your super chat, but unfortunately, StreamYard is a twat and keeps on doing this to me. So I don't know why. But thank you very much again, Michael. 277 is just absolutely incredible. It really is. So thank you very much. Truls says, see how he ignored us, Chippers, just joking. I'm not sure who they're talking about now. I reckon John is broadcasting from IKEA. He's always in a different room.
No, I'm in the same room.
It's a green screen.
Yeah, don't talk to John about green screens, whatever you do. Yesterday's man, you cheeky twat. If you can do better, come to the training ground tomorrow and you can run the show instead. I'm sure we'd love to do that, actually, Mr. Bruce. Andrew's in the house. Hey, guys, you all right? Did you see us beat Real Madrid? We're on the up, baby. John, I'll let you answer that because I know you're a big fan of Rangers.
Wash your mouth out. Listen, fair play to them. I mean, one of the best teams in the world. I mean, I know it's only friendly and they have to win the game. I think after I watched the highlights yesterday, it does look good on Celtic, doesn't it? I mean,
well, John, can you just remind everybody watching? I mean, we've got over 100 watching now. So,
yeah,
would you mind telling us how Celtic did against West Ham?
Oh, yes.
Come on.
I told you.
What was the score?
I told you.
What was the score, John? Come on.
6-2. Wow.
It was.
It's only a friendly, mate. It's only
right, but Celtic have played another game since then, haven't they?
Right.
Celtic have played again since then. And would you like to tell us how they did in that one as well?
No, you're right.
This new manager's made an absolute massive impact at Celtic, hasn't he?
He's a new manager, and he needs time to adjust to that team. He's new. You got to give the man time.
Okay.
And they've got money now as well from the Azure deal that they can spend. So might be time to spend it.
Listen, they've got any chance.
You need a goalkeeper for a start. That's what.
I'm sorry, John, but it's Rangers' title again this year. There is no doubt about it, mate. Keith says Everton are after everyone. Rondon follows Rafa around like a sheep, says Steve Bruce. Yeah. John, apparently you love Robin Williams. Robin Williams has passed on, hasn't he? Steve Bruce says Brighton, Burnley and Palace will go down. Andrew said Norwich, Brighton and Brentford. Rich Story says, who's that numpty with a rubbish boardroom green screen? Good evening, Rich. Another member of the loaded team there. But see how they all take the piss out of Daz. It's just hilarious. Love it, really. Love it. Steve Bruce says, Newcastle will stay up, you dafties. We have Jones. He knows what he's doing. At the minute we have Jones. Newcastle, Norwich and Brighton, says Thomas, to go down. Fake fans alert. Newcastle aren't going down, says Steve Bruce. Andrew says, Chowdhury coming in, lads. Is that a good move, you reckon? Is it true Bruce has only got 10 million? Seems to be.
Surely he's adding to it now by selling a few off as well.
Well, you would think so, but has that ever happened in the past, though?
It should work that way. That's how normal football clubs work.
Yeah, but it doesn't at Newcastle because we're not a normal freaking club. Jason says 18th Newcastle, 19th Watford, 20th Norwich. Said that in my video today when I did my table prediction. I don't see us doing anything under Bruce and no signings. Yeah, if you go and subscribe to Jason's channel as well, he's a great lad, is Jason. Keeping it to YouTube. Go and give him a subscription because he's working hard to try and get his subs up. So give the lad a bit of confidence and give him a sub. Andrew Archer says, I believe Steve Bruce walked into training and Joe Linton asks, Gaffer, your face is full of shit. Bruce turns around and said, because I flicked the wife's bean and she made a massive shit. Archer, you need help, mate. Tiny says, let's remember Willa kept us up last season. We don't sign him, we're going down. Liam says teams to go down as things stand: Newcastle, Norwich and Watford, and teams to go up: Bournemouth, West Brom and QPR. Who, by the way, just thumped Manchester United the other day, didn't they? 3-0.
Yeah, good result.
John, how did your date go? Did you ruin her? Andrew, unfortunately, it didn't go ahead because of COVID. Jordy says, I don't see Newcastle going down. I think we will finish between 13th and 17th. I think with the likes of Wilson and ASM, we will have enough to stay up despite wonky nose Bruce. Yeah, but the problem is with that, Jordy, is keeping them fit. You know, we know ASM's made of glass. And every time we see him play, he's strapped up to the hilt. I don't know whether you guys have noticed that, but he's heavily strapped every time he gets on the pitch now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just need to keep them fit some way, but it's not been a something Newcastle are capable of doing. So that's why we need some backups as well. And the loan market it seems to be the way to go for us until we have our takeover and the limited funds we have then to use it in the correct manner. Yeah, definitely.
Charles says, so where are you going this week, Paul? Got more money donated this time. Hey, listen, I don't put any of the money I make on this channel. I don't put towards my personal side. It goes on cameras, lighting, and stuff like that when I need to replace stuff. That's what I save it up for. Simple as that. And then obviously, if I make enough, I do donate some to the Parkinson's UK charity as well, as people well know that. So it all goes to good stuff. It's certainly not for my days out. I've got my own money for that. Don't worry. John and Joe Linton were caught playing with the monkeys. Ginger says free Eddie Howe. Yeah, where is Eddie Howe? Nobody seems. He's gone off the radar a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah, he turned down Celtic, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was right to do that as well. Does
by the sounds of it, yeah.
Yeah, John, remind us how Celtic got on against West Ham again, will you?
No, yeah, I told you that 5 minutes ago. If you missed it, then tough. I'm not going
Ginger says Bruce will be sacked by January and there is no takeover. Why do you keep banging on? There is no takeover in 2021. Look, I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there isn't either. Simple as that. I just don't want to hear anything about a takeover until it's bloody done. Raphael Armstrong, Tony, and Mbabu leave the club who could have done a better job for us, and he brought the likes of Grant Hanley in. I thought Grant Hanley did all right, actually, because he was brought in to get us to play in the championship, and he did a decent job, I thought.
He didn't play that much, though.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he made sense that we brought him in at that time, but then he did. Yeah, Rafa didn't seem to play him then. But
I think he was more of just a sort of, he brought him in more as cover than anything else, didn't he? He played the sort of covering game. Andy says, sorry I'm late, but the dogging in Dumfries is lit. Been getting a reach around for 3 days. Hope you're all well. Oh, dear me. If the takeover did happen tomorrow, who's the first player you guys would get realistically? Me, I'd sign Willock any price, even 50 million. Any of you seen the petition going around about Hughie Gallagher, the legendary number 9, trying to get a statue for him near the ground? I haven't actually seen that. I'd heard there was something going around, but I haven't seen it yet. Chris Mepham is quality. What part of Ireland are you from, Daz?
I'm from Galway, so it's the west of Ireland.
Galway. Is that in the South Republic?
No, the west. Oh, yeah, it's in the Republic of Ireland.
Republic, yeah. So Gareth Southgate says, PD is busy deciding whether he should go with a bar of Cadbury's or a packet of midget gems by the looks of things. I think it means when you froze before, Pete, you looked in deep thought.
Oh.
Jody says, I wouldn't take Chowdhury. I think he's a dirty player and a liability. Origi from Liverpool, 15 million, go and get him. I've said this all summer that we should go for Origi.
Yeah, and I said that last summer that he would have been a decent one to get in on loan because time Liverpool didn't need him either, and it turned out it was the defenders then needed more than anything else during the season then. But yeah, because he'd come on in games and he'd do something. So he would a run of games in Newcastle, he'd be a decent signing.
Yeah, definitely. Gary says, John said to Joe Linton, let's play Carpenter. First Joe Linton said, I'll get hammered, then I'll nail you. Thomas says, not remember what Chowdhury did to Richie. Yeah, but I think Matt Ritchie's time at Newcastle is coming to an end.
Remember that.
It was an awful tackle, but I think Richie's going to Bournemouth. I still think by the end of the window, he'll have gone to Bournemouth.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Then that leaves us short. Then if we're playing 5 at the back of a left back, then we're counting on Lewis. Then
I think he's going to play Lewis. I think Lewis is going to be our full-time left wing back this season. Just the way. This is just my opinion. I mean, this isn't sort of in stone, but I think I can't see Richie staying past this transfer window. But hey, I'd love to be wrong on that. I'd love to be wrong and see him stay, but. I think he's going to go with Lewis for the left wing back, but we'll see. Paul, do you know Phil Down from Durham? Phil Down? No, I don't. Well, maybe. Chowdhury says Richie will be happy. He won't. I would love Origi, says Thomas. I get the feeling that it isn't Pete's connection that's playing up. It's obviously Emil Kraft has tired him out. He still thinks you love him. Jason. He still thinks you're in love with him, Pete. Do you guys want Adam Armstrong back? I'd have him back.
I'd have him back. I mean, can't get any worse. Really, can't get any worse.
Thing is, I think Adam Armstrong would be a tremendous playing as a number 10 behind Wilson. You know, I honestly do. I think it'd be awesome.
It's pace as well, Paul. It's pace.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be top of my list, but yeah, you take anyone at this stage.
He probably wouldn't be top of a lot of people's lists. I agree with that, but I think if needs be, I don't. The way Miggy's performed, I just, he's coming back in. Is he fully fit? God knows, and how long he's going to last. I didn't think he was anything special last season, Miggy, at all. But who knows? Who knows? Derby will get relegated next season, says Luke. John, are you doing a listen along for tomorrow night? A listen along?
Listen along? What time's the kick-off tomorrow?
Radio.
I think it's 8:15, mate.
Oh, right.
Kick-off is 7.
Is it 7? Is it?
I think it's 7, yeah.
All right, okay. Oh, I'm thinking of Friday night, man. I'm thinking of Friday. Listen, if John can get a live stream, and you're guaranteed he'll do one, whether it be a listen along or a watch along, it doesn't matter. Who would Ross Barkley replace in the starting lineup?
Everybody.
Shelby.
Shelby, yes.
Yeah. Schultz has said anyone. Yeah, basically anyone at all. Apparently, Joe Linton has been texting Tom Daly asking how to achieve a clean entry. Oh, God.
Oh.
Jesus said, Miggy, I'd replace Barkley for Miggy every day. Miggy hasn't really impressed a lot of people, to be fair. I don't think Miggy's good enough. I'll hold my hands up now, and I just don't think he's going to. I think the Premier League is a bit too tough for him.
I tell you what, if they come with 20 million, they come with a £20 million offer for Miggy, then I'll just let him go.
Yeah,
he's great work rate, but he's end product. Yeah, when he gets in front of goal, his shots are tame. Then
he just goes to shit.
But they also last season we kind of played, Bruce played him. It wasn't playing a formation that suited him really.
That's true. That's true. Rafa selling Richardson said he's an admirer of ASM, even though he didn't want him at the Toon. Is he, in your opinion, bitter about not coming back? Who's Richardson?
Richarlison.
Oh, Richarlison. Akin Fenwick or Joe Linton? Wow, John, think what Akin Fenwick would do to you.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's a scary thought.
Is it just?
That is a scary thought. Julie said, Loaded Mag does get a bit fruity with Martin on it, to be fair. Yeah. When John heard Loaded Mag, he was thinking of that Joe Linton poster in the Match magazine. Oh, God. Joe Linton, because he can run an Aqua Fenway, is 40. Rich says, don't give Daz ideas, Paul. He'll be wearing a bikini with Ben Jacobs tomorrow night now. Oh, God, there's a thought. Paul, I hope to see you at the match. Yeah, mate. Keep an eye out, and I'll come and say hello if you see me. No, Julie, it becomes very family orientated with his family showing up in the camera now and then. Yeah, I've noticed that he doesn't have any control about his kids running in front of the camera, does he? Martin. Yeah, he hasn't got a little quiet studio to go to.
Not yet. He has one. He has plans for that, though.
Oh, does he?
He does.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Do any of you chaps reckon Hayden could be on his way out? Because why the hell has he been played at centre back? And please tell me John Joe's leaving, not even played yet. Was it the horse racing the other day? Listen, he's apparently injured, is John Joe Shelby. Hayden, I mean, playing him at centre back, that just says it all, Pete.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... Apologies, I'm freezing again. Oh.
You sound like you're pissed, actually, mate. Rich says, oh, it definitely does, Julie. Heard about Twanzebe yet? We spoke about him before. Thomas says, I love Peter's laugh. Well, he can't because he's gone again. Billy says, come on, Paul, give us the level 7 Dave paternity picture. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Hang on a minute. Hang on. There it is. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I am. Let's save image. Just bear with me.
Not like we're live or anything. It's okay.
Hey, listen. Talk among yourselves, right? I'm just...
So, John, tell me about this green screen. Why is it in the shed? Why haven't you set it up?
It's on the shed. It's in underneath the stairs. I mean, I've got it up, and basically, I mean, I was told Paul this before that. I tried to get a picture up, sort of thing. Clicks on the picture of what I want,
yeah,
and it just doesn't come up for some reason. I just don't know why. I mean, the lighting's right, but
are you saving it as a JPEG?
I am actually. I'll try that then. I think I'll try it on my JPEG.
Yeah, I don't actually know what he's doing with it, to be honest, mate. I just think he's away with the fairies when it comes to trying to do that. I mean, how much did you spend on that green screen, John?
Quite a bit actually, 130 or something like that. Pretty close to it.
130 quid.
But that's the top of the range one. That is, mind. I mean, that's what I was told to get it at, or whatever you want to call it. But what you're saying is that just if I click on the picture, it's got to be JPEG, right? And
yeah, well, try and put up on a few different pictures just to see will it work for you. It should just click on green screen and upload the picture you want, and it should work straight away.
But then you've got
give us a shout out, John. If you get
you've got to try and change the. There's a couple of settings to it's like a bar.
The fade.
The fade and stuff you've got to get right as well. So you can't. There's a point to get a green screen if you come on and you can see right through you, which you'd probably do, John. To be fair, but anyway, I have the paternity test picture from Level 7 Dave. Billy sent me this, by the way. Jeez. Now, this picture here was sent to me by Billy, and apparently it's a paternity test to see if Level 7 Dave might be related to Steve Bruce. Now, as you can see, I think there is a resemblance to Level 7 Dave in that photograph. None of you are agreeing with us because you don't want to upset anybody.
I've never seen level 7 Dave, so I can't.
You really don't want to see Level 7 Dave, especially the times that we've seen Level 7 Dave. Definitely not. He goes a lot on Peter's streams, and it's just not a sight you want to see sometimes, especially when he's bending over in his ice and all his freezer, and he's only got a very what I can only describe as a very thin pair of shorts. But hey ho. Gary says, John, what did one butt cheek say to the other? Joe Linton said we can stop this shit together. No. Do you think Manchester City will spend big this window? No, I don't.
Man City, they're going to Kane. They're going to get Kane.
Well, apparently they're going to spend on Kane.
150 million.
I'll believe that when I see it. I think that's good. That's an awful lot of money. Julie says Chris Hall also flogs his Avon tats, so worth a watch.
That's Julie.
Yeah, get in a live stream with Ben Jacobs. Yeah, it certainly is. Daz looks like Fabio. Who's Fabio?
No idea.
Signing.
Is it on the football of Fabio?
Might be. Julia's dad's mentioned the zebra yet, or let's not get started on that bloody dancing zebra. Yeah.
There he is.
When is Ben back in Loaded, Saz?
He is back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Actually, you know what? I'll throw up the poster here behind me. You'll see it.
Oh, of course
he's
will.
Back tomorrow.
There you go.
8 o'clock on Loaded Mag.
Exactly. Right, I'm going to rattle through these last few comments and then we'll end the show. Obviously, it's a bit shorter tonight due to technical problems. Me and Peter both suffered bogeys in our broadband tonight, but hey ho. Yeah. Tom says, what's your thoughts on England's qualified games for the World Cup? I'm not even going to talk about England, Tom, because we've just recovered from what we had last time with England. Trolls, Ben Jacobs on Loaded Mag tomorrow night at 8. Apparently, Victoria Sponge has had a bust up with Trossard because she was laying too much eggs in front of her wife. Gary says, John, what does the receptionist of the Spurbanks say as Paul leaves? Thanks for coming.
John, can I just ask John, have you contacted the HR here? Because you get an awful lot of abuse. It's definitely a complaint you could lodge, I think.
Hey, listen, Daz, right? Do you know why you get so much shit about Joe Linton?
No, tell me more.
Right, because when we first started this show, I think we were only 3 or 4 shows in, Peter, when we first started it up.
Say that again. Sorry, it keeps freezing again.
When John started, when all the crap started with John and Joe Linton, it was only a couple of shows in, wasn't it? When we first started the Horsemen, and John was asked how much he thought Joe Linton was worth. We all thought he was worth and he came up with the most ridiculous amount of money. So that's why he gets the shit of Joe Linton. Wow. It's just stuck with him, unfortunately.
Wow.
Oh, down from there.
Leila says John ordered a McFlurry instead. He got Bill Murray. Anyone remember the Vuvuzelas from the South Africa World Cup? We should all play them at St James's Park to piss off Bruce. It's not like his instructions are effective anyway. That would be an idea, actually. That would be quite funny. And me screen's gone crazy again. Oh, I was going to... Come on! Where the hell have... There we go. James Brown says, I don't think pitch invasions and roaming St James's Park are the ways forward. It's going to make the club fan base look like clowns instead of getting people who support other clubs on board with us. Richard Masters looks like Richard Bastard. John said Joe Linton stopped farting. It was not me, like David Martin. John said, what's 72? Paul said it's 69 with 3 people watching. Oh, dear God. John loves Eddie Murphy, apparently.
He's a good actor. He's a brilliant actor, him.
Yeah. James says, any chance of getting Mouth of the Tyne on the channel if someone can make the stream? Listen, I'm good friends with Ben, so I don't really... he's been on my channel a couple of times. Tom says, congratulations to Dwight Gallery on the birth of her gorgeous girl. Who's Dwight Gallery?
Dwight Gale.
There you go. Mouth of the Tyne is Joe Linton when he blows John away. Oh, God. Billy says, what might happen to Sigurdsson and Barton? Wormwood Scrubs first 11 might have a better midfield than UFC next season. Oh, dear me. Cheers, Gary, for the super chats. There you go, Paul. This should make you feel better for some good use. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. Thank you. John, when does the Scottish League start?
I think it starts. If it's not
this
Saturday. This Saturday coming.
It's this Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, usually at least a week before us.
Yeah, it's definitely this Saturday because I think Rangers are live on against Livingston, and I think they've told Celtic to sod off because it's not going to be worth putting on telly.
Hearts, by the way.
John James says Celtic got battered off West Ham 6-2, and 56 is on its way, Babby.
Listen, Rangers fans, right? You just keep mouthing off, right? You just keep rabbling on. We just keep our business quiet, okay? And then we just see where you're there, okay?
Oh, dear. In the words of the king himself, Mr. John Sinclair, when you get hit on the chin, take it. He's never ever going to be made to forget that one because he came out with that one last week as well. Unbelievable. John doesn't know green screen since he's so used to white screens with Joe Linton. Dear. Guys, there is hundreds and hundreds of comments coming. I'm not going to get through them all. Guys, we have to end the show there because it's getting late. John has some deliveries to make tomorrow. Obviously, working for Ann Summers. Hang on a minute.
Oh, he's gone. He's had enough.
Hey, can I just show you this this comment that's just come up on just before we end? I just want to show you it. Have a read of this, guys. This is quite funny.
Jeez.
Hey! Yeah, okay, mate. That's why I've had over 100 watching tonight. That's why I've got nearly 2,400 subscribers. Andy, thank you very much for your comment, mate, but it means nothing to me because it's like, what's that saying? Water off a duck's back. So you will crawl back under your little stone. And shouldn't you be in bed now? Mammy will be up to smack your ass shortly. But thanks very much for the comment, Andy. It means a lot, mate. See you later. Yeah, I thought that was very nice there. I just thought I'd put that up before the end. And here's one for you, John, just before we end. Rangers to win the league yet again. 56 is on its way to Ibrox, telling you now. So, yeah, there we go. Thomas says, Andy Smith, eat dog shite, you clown. Create your own channel, Andy, lad. Let's see how you get on. See?
I don't think you'll do it.
Of course he wouldn't, because he's a little trolls just like hiding behind the keyboards, man. They're pathetic. I mean, tonight's show has been quite interrupted by internet problems, but hey-ho, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But thank you, everybody, for watching again. It's been a good show. Daz, thank you very much for braving the four horsemen. I think you've got away with it very, very lightly tonight, to be fair.
Thanks for having me on, lads. Great to meet you all as well.
Yeah, Judy hasn't been in the house tonight, and when Judy's here, it's a completely different show. But she's obviously working tonight and couldn't catch the show. Peter, enjoy the rest of your time up at the caravan. Andy must be a fan of you, John, because apparently he says that your channel is much better than mine. So well done, John.
Thank you very much. But listen, give Paul a chance, man. Give Paul a chance. I mean, he's got a chance going on, my guy, you know. And
he's a troll. He's a troll, John. Honestly, he's a troll. But fair enough. Listen, John's a good man. He's got a brilliant channel, and I'm not going to say otherwise. So never mind. But thanks very much for your comments, matey. Right. Thank you very much, guys, for tonight. Peter, enjoy the rest of your time up with the caravan. Daz, yeah, whatever. Thanks for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on, and go and catch the loaded guys for the show. I see what you did there. Right, enjoy the rest of your week, John. What have you got coming up?
I haven't got anything decided yet. Surprise, surprise.
Holy shit!
I'm sure I'll think of one or two things.
Yeah,
watch this space.
We will. Right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the Four Horsemen. We'll catch you next Monday. Take care.
Take care, everyone. Good luck.